Here are 3 pieces of advice I would give to anyone with an invisible or semi-visible disability who's struggling to find a job right now. For context, I am legally blind. I currently work as a paralegal, but before that, I had a hell of a time finding a job. And this is all coming from my own experiences. Firstly, you don't want to put your disability on your resume. That probably goes without saying. The work world can be a wildly discriminatory place, unfortunately. But what I would recommend is putting something on your resume that serves as a little hint to the employer. So if they're actually paying attention, they would either know about your disability or at least have some kind of indicator. So on my resume, for example, I put that I can read and write in standard English Braille because I'm blind. Second piece of advice, and this is the most important, this is what really hindered me in my job search. I would not encourage you to disclose your disability during any point in the interview process. This has hurt me in the past. I used to disclose my disability all the time because it felt like the honest, transparent thing to do. However, there's a couple reasons I would never encourage you to do this. One is that you're not legally obligated to do so. Another reason is that unfortunately, if you don't get that position, you're never really gonna know if your disclosure played a part in the hiring manager's decision. Obviously, it shouldn't play a role, but they're not gonna come right out and tell you because that'd be wildly discriminatory and illegal. Lastly, what might happen that I've encountered in the past is you may be disclosing your disability during an interview and the hiring manager may respond in a way that indicates they have absolutely no problem with your disability and that they'll be completely capable of accommodating you. And then a couple hours later, you might get a rejection letter from that same hiring manager that says they actually can't accommodate your disability, and that's why you're not gonna get that job. Third piece of advice, do disclose your disability upon receiving an offer. However, don't sign that offer until after you've disclosed. It can be really easy and it does not make you sketchy for waiting to tell them. It can be as simple as shooting them an email that says, hey employer, I just wanted to let you know that I do have X disability and may require X accommodations. I apologize for not notifying you any sooner. Unfortunately, in the past, I have had some negative reactions upon disclosure. If you have any additional questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and I would be happy to thoroughly discuss them with you. If you're dealing with good people, they'll probably respond pretty similarly to how my employers did, which was, we're so sorry that's been your experience in the past. We completely understand why you waited to tell us and we're happy to work with you to accommodate you in any way you need. The main reason you want to wait to this point to disclose is that you kind of have the company right where you want them. You know you've gotten the job at this point. You've earned it on merit. And so for them to rescind the offer would likely be pretty blatant discrimination unless they can find some serious dirt on you, which they would have already done. But at the same time, if this company starts treating you some type of way in response to your disclosure, you still have plenty of freedom to run like the wind and never look back. You're not tied down to that company at this point. I know I'm directing this towards a pretty niche crowd right now, but I hope you found any of this helpful. Remember that you are capable, you are deserving of quality employment. Know your rights, read up on your rights, and let me know if you have any questions.